My judgmental sister-in-law body-shamed me, so I exposed the truth behind her perfect looks. My brother married Chloe 3 years ago, and ever since then my life has been a mess. Every time we're in the same room, she has some passive-aggressive comment about my clothes or what's on my plate. I'm still a university student, and I've had a rough few years with my mental health, so my weight's been up and down a lot. 1 month I gain 20 pounds, 2 months later I lose it. I'm working with a nutritionist to find balance, but I've accepted I'll probably never be super skinny like I was in high school and still be mentally healthy. Chloe, on the other hand, has a model figure, tall, thin, and busty. When I first met her, I'll admit I was jealous. But that was before I realized her personality didn't match her looks. At every family gathering she stares at my food and asks if I really need that much. If my clothes don't fit right, which they often don't right now because I can't afford new ones, she points it out with fake concern. One Thanksgiving I wore jeans and she smirked and said, "Sweetie, those pants must be suffocating your thighs." Meanwhile, she's walking around in leather leggings. She talks like a wellness guru, always bragging about clean eating and her love of working out, which is mostly just shade thrown at my mom's cooking. The only redeeming thing about Chloe is her baby boy, born about 18 months ago. She was unbearable during pregnancy and made a big show of bouncing back in record time. But I absolutely adore my nephew, so I usually just ignore her and spend time with him. I even babysit him for extra cash when I can fit it between classes and work. A few weeks ago, Chloe called me in a panic, begging me to watch the baby during an emergency. I had class and told her I couldn't skip it, but she begged. The professor is strict about attendance. If you miss class, you have to submit an essay. Still, I agreed. She dropped the baby off and left without explaining anything. My nephew and I had a great day, but I was stressed knowing I had a ton of work to catch up on. When Chloe returned, I asked what the emergency was. She smiled and said, "Can you keep a secret?" Turns out she had rushed to her plastic surgeon because she thought one of her implants had shifted, but it was fine. I said, "Wait, you have implants?" She laughed and told me she also had liposuction, a tummy tuck, jawline sculpting, and a nose job, all before marrying my brother. Her ex paid for it all. After the baby, she had touch-up surgery to tighten things up. So that miraculous post-baby body? It was fake. No workouts, no effort, just surgery. I lost the little respect I had left. I figured she'd stop criticizing me now that I knew her secret. But no. A week later at a family dinner, she glanced at my plate and said, "Darling, carbs won't bring your figure back." That was it. I said, "Was that you talking or your surgeon?" My brother nudged me under the table, but Chloe rolled her eyes. So I said, "Haven't told mom and dad about all the plastic surgery?" My parents were shocked. At first, they tried to stay polite, but when my brother admitted he'd paid for all of it after their son was born, they lost it. They had helped out financially after the birth, thinking Chloe was recovering, not from cosmetic surgery. They'd also been covering part of daycare because Chloe's spending habits had left my brother broke. I didn't even know. My parents yelled at them for being selfish and called Chloe a terrible mom. She burst into tears and demanded my brother take her home, and in the chaos they forgot the baby. He was just chilling in his high chair like nothing happened. But hey, at least she's got abs.